welcome back to Apple Tree Allotment. It's a bit of a foggy weekend here. We've all came down to the allotment. We've got loads of jobs to do today, and we've already made a start. I brought the kids down and they were straight on it today. So we've got a few things to do. We've got potatoes we've harvested, so our last main crop potatoes. We've got this big bag full from one bed. Yeah, so that's the last of the main crops. That'll see us another easy month or so, I think. So we've already harvested those. We've also got daffodils to plant. We've got some soil from some soil improver from Ame, the free stuff we got before to fill up the tyre at the back, and we're going to plant those. We've already picked our beans, last of our beans, and pulled out some of the sweet corn, the stems, and then the big job for today, we're going to make the new at least one bed, maybe two, and I've got onions and garlic to plant. I've brought down the compost. So this is the soil improver. So I've got these 5 big plastic boxes full of soil improver. I've got some bags of compost, just what I could get at the moment. So I'm going to do a mix. I'll put this soil improver down first, mix the compost on top, and I've got some cardboard to put down on the bed, just to smother the weeds and stuff. So this is the first one we're going to do. I'm going to cut this bed in half. So I think I said before, I'm going to use this plastic just to make a path down the middle, put some wood chips on it, and I'll probably put some wood chips around the edge as well. And then I'll put the cardboard down and layer of soil improver, a layer of compost, and then we can get sowing our onions and garlic. The first one I'm going to do is fill up this tyre. I'm going to weed out these bits of grass. And I'm going to try and fill this to the top because we're going to plant daffodils in here. So I wanted to fill it up, and I was just going to use soil improver. I might put a little bit of compost on the top, but I don't think it needs much. Yeah, so I'm going to fill that up, and then the rest of the soil improver will be used to make some new beds along with some bags of compost. So that's the tyre filled. So it did actually take all 5 boxes, and I think I filled it with some of this before for the bottom half, and I think that was all the 5 boxes. So yeah, so it's had 10 of these plastic boxes to fill it up. I'm assuming I did mound it up a little bit because I'm assuming it'll compact down once it rains or we water it. Yeah, but we'll let that, it's still a little bit warm from the composting, and we'll let it settle down, and then we'll get the daffodils in it. These are the daffodils we bought. I got these from Frost's a week or so ago. So we've got a mix of colours. And yeah, there's 30 there, so hopefully I'll fill up most of this bed, and then we can perhaps put some summer bulbs in as well. We've laid them all out, so we've just done them in some circles. We've done a big outer circle, one in the middle, and then a little bit in the middle, and that's pretty much filled up the bed actually. I'm quite impressed with that. So now we're just going to bury them down. Next job is making our new bed, our first bed on this new plot. So I've already pulled off the plastic and just made a path down the middle. I cut a bit off, it was a bit too long, so we've cut a bit off. And I'm going to cover that in wood chips in a minute. And I've laid down 2 cardboard boxes. These 2 were plain boxes, so they haven't got any printing on, and they haven't got any tape left on them. I've gone over them and just pulled off any I can find. Yeah, so they're down there. There's no weeds where the plastic were at all. There were a couple on the other side, but I've pulled out what I can. Yeah, so next layer is going to be the soil improver. I've put 2 boxes of the soil improver on each side. So I'm going to rake that out now and sort of mound it towards the middle, just so it slopes down towards each side of the cardboard. And then if we need it, I've got 1 more box, and then we can start on the compost. we've spread out all the soil improver now, so that's it. So that was 2 boxes on each. Now we're going to do a bag of compost over the top of each one. That's both bags of compost down, so I've just put the smaller bags on each, and I've just reused the bags for this path. We're going to go and get some wood chips. Someone's dropped off a big pile of wood chips at the allotments that everyone can use, so I'm just going to go round the edge. There's plastic already there. I'm just going to pull up some of these weeds, put it down here, round here, and then down the middle as well, just so I can split this so we can reach over to plant everything, and then we'll start getting the onions in. We finished doing the paths, so we've done all the way around the edge and down the middle. Just makes it a lot easier now. It's getting a bit wetter and looks a bit nicer. And we've done this first bed, so we've put the radar onion sets in there. So there's 50 in this one bed, and then we're going to do in the other side, we're going to do these Autumn Champion. So we'll lay them out in that other bed over there. The soil's quite deep actually. It's about 10 to 12 centimetres deep, so we've got plenty of room for these to grow. All the onions are in now, so we've got 50 in each of these beds. They're just over 1 metre wide each bed, and I'm guessing a couple of metres long. Yeah, but they look really good. Look nice with the bark chips around it. At some point, if I can source some wood, I'll just I'll build up the bed. But this year it'll get us going, and you never know, I might enjoy doing it like that. We've still got the garlic to plant, but I think we're going to do that next week. I need to get some more of the soil improver. So what I'll do is I'll get some more soil improver, and then I'll probably do the same to that bed over there. Decided to harvest our little orange pumpkins. So I pulled out the big one last week, and we've stored that away in our pantry. And now we've just done these 3 little ones. Nice little ones. This one was already the vine was starting to go anyway. And these 2, I think they're ready to come out. And we'll leave them to cure for a couple of weeks in the windowsill. Use them as decorations for a bit before we eat them. We picked some nice little courgettes. Not as big as they were getting, but they're still some nice little bits for dinner. And the rest of our beans. We've done all our jobs down the allotment for the day. We've harvested our courgettes, our potatoes, beans. Yeah, so we've done all that. Sowed our 100 onions. So we've got all those onion sets in. We're going to do the garlic next week. I'm going to get some more of the soil improver. I'll get another 5 boxes of that, and we'll do it in the next bed along. But yeah, the rest of the allotment's still looking really good. We cleared away some of the sweet corn stalks. Now the beans are finished. So then beds, they've still got the last of the sort of pumpkin vines in. Well, I think most of them are done now. But yeah, just leave them in until they're all gone back and we can see what's there. The squash plants are still going away. There's loads. I keep finding more and more butternut squash. There's loads of little ones in here. This one's probably the furthest along. It's almost yellow, but there's loads of little ones. I've had a real growth spurt. Ones like this one are still really green, but I guess they've still got a month or so to ripen. So we'll see. Definitely get a few out of it, I think. Yeah, so they're doing really well. Just leave them going. Starting to die off back here and go yellow. Yeah, hopefully they'll stick around long enough to ripen. So these are the 2 beds that had the 3 sisters. So they're pretty much done now. Clean them up once all the vines are gone. The autumn potatoes still doing well. There's a few little spots on them, a few little bits where they've been nibbled a little bit, but other than that, most of it's looking good. They've probably got another month, I think, to go, so hopefully they'll last out. There is quite a few good potatoes in there, so yeah, hopefully they'll keep going for a bit. We finished planting all those daffodils, so that filled that tire up really nicely. Hopefully that'll be a really good display this year in the spring. I was thinking about getting another one there, and we'll plant something else in it, maybe some summer bulbs. Yeah, we'll see what we can find in the garden centre. And then the rest, we've still got our courgettes over here. There's a few that we're going to leave for a few days, leave till next weekend. Just see if they can grow much more. There's a few little ones there. But I think we're probably about done on them. Chard's looking good. It's actually grown quite a lot this week, I think. Got some nice chard there. I've noticed one has gone missing there. I think I've got a couple of little plants at home that I might be able to replace it with. Yeah, other than that, they're doing okay. That bed's empty now, so I'll probably put some mulch on it or something. That's probably it for the winter for that, really. Spring onions. There's probably some of these we could start harvesting, I think. Leeks are doing well. Get really big. I might thin out some of these next week. Some of these smaller ones. And just weed out a few of these little bits. But overall, happy with those. And then the beetroot, doing well. Quite a few of these little chard plants come up now. So I might be able to thin those out and fill that space. But yeah, the beetroot's doing well. And then the last bed is the peas. So they're done now, so we'll pull them out and compost all that. So that's another bed that's done. Yeah, and then just on the other side, new beds, onions in, so they'll be in till, I think they were into about June this year, May, June. Yeah, so hopefully we've got them in 2 months earlier this year, so hopefully they'll get a chance to get a bit bigger this year. And the same with the garlic. We didn't get them until December last year, so I think that was a bit late. Yeah, but other than that, all looking really good. Hopefully we'll be able to, if the weather's okay, we can get down here next week, do the garlic, and keep an eye on the squash, see if there's anything else to harvest there. Hope you enjoyed watching that and seeing the new plot progress, and I look forward to speaking to you next week.